Hey everybody, I'm Josh.
And I'm Rachel, and we just signed up to run a marathon.
This is going to be my first marathon.
And this will be my 6th, so come along with us as we track the ups and downs of a 20-week training program.
And at the end of this video, you should see us crossing the finish line in Hartford, Connecticut. Let's go.
Here we go.
All right, good morning. It is Sunday, June 2nd,
It is.
and we are just starting our 20-week training program.
That's right. So our training program will be going by miles. There's 4 days of running each week, a cross-train day and 2 rest days. We'll be aiming to get a specific number of miles each week. So this week's miles is a total of 12.
Yep. And this week, like a lot of others, we are traveling.
Yeah.
So our goal will be, we might adjust it. So a lot of times they have the long run either on like a Saturday or a Sunday. That's when it's best for us because of work. So this week we're going to actually aim for a 6-mile run to start, whereas on the training plan it says to do it at the end of the week.
Yeah.
So do it how you want. We definitely are not beginners, but we're not, this is my first time ever doing a marathon.
And I haven't done one in, what did we decide, 6, 8 years, something
Yeah.
like that? Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. We'll bring you along for some of the training, talk about what got us into running, why we're doing a marathon, and the goal is to show you us finishing that marathon.
That's right.
Week 2 check-in. We just wrapped up week 2.
Yeah.
So week 1 we did 6 miles on that Sunday, ran 3 miles on Tuesday, 3 miles on Friday, but we were in Las Vegas for 4 days.
4 full days.
Yeah. So we actually ended up not running again until Wednesday of this week. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday we ran, so 3 miles, 3 miles, 2 miles, and then we just finished 6 miles today. Our target is about 10 to 11 minute mile, and we actually hit it today. My watch said 10:25.
Yeah, that's exactly perfect for us.
Yeah.
We're aiming for anyhow, but it was warm today.
It was warm, and we don't want to do back to back to back, but we had to just because we weren't able to do it. We got into town super late Monday, so we didn't run Tuesday.
Yeah.
But that's how you gotta do, and our goal is to get the total mileage.
Yeah. Each week, because it really is end up trying to build up on fatigue legs, which I could feel, especially today. But there will be sometimes we have to shorten maybe our long runs and do them back to back, only because of the heat. It's summer here in Wyoming. It gets warm.
Yeah. So next week is 16 miles, 18 miles. We are going to be getting up to 7, 8, and 9 miles in the next 3 weeks, but we'll update you along the way. All right, why are we running a marathon? The short answer is going to be this guy, but I'm going to give you the long answer. So the long answer is I had been able to start running a little bit more with Rachael over the summers, basically capping out around 6 to 8 miles. She had a half marathon coming up last September, so September 2023, and I had just ran like I think 7 or 8 miles with her, and I was like, you know what? If I can do this, I can probably do it. So I had her sign me up. And the half marathon went well. I felt really good about myself. I was very proud to have done it. When spring was coming around and Rachel's goal is to run all 50 states, she's talking about doing Indianapolis and the Flying Pig in Cincinnati. And I said to her, you know what, if you do both of them as half marathons back to back, I will do one of them with you. Start training again in the springtime. This is when 2 things happened that really triggered my brain. One of them was I was sitting with my boss's boss and a gentleman that we worked with in the community. And she is doing the 50 states as well, and she's trying to do all half marathons. And so we were talking about it because at this point I'm training. And this gentleman makes a comment about how half marathons are basically the participation trophy of people who can't do a real marathon. Now, I had done one and I felt really proud of myself until that moment. It started to eat at me a little bit. Well, then comes a work trip, Nashville, end of April 2024. Ben Nemtin from The Buried Life on MTV is the keynote speaker at my work conference, and he just moved me. His story is basically about bucket lists and about how nobody ever on their deathbed says, man, I did too much of that, or I'm glad I did everything. Instead people are always saying, why didn't I do things sooner? Why didn't I do more things? And so sitting there I'm like 3 weeks out from the Indy Mini, and I just text Rachel as I'm listening to it, and I said, I think I need to run a marathon. And from that moment on, before I even saw Rachel for lunch, she already had picked out a handful of them. And so that's where we are. And that's the way we want to live our life, is don't leave things on your bucket list. I never had a marathon on my bucket list. But I said to myself, I can do it now. Because the truth is, I'm never going to get younger. I'm not going to be able to wait until my weight is perfect. You know I'm overweight. I know I'm going to have another birthday coming. I know my knees are struggling. But I said, you know what? If I can ever do it, it's probably going to be right now.
Why am I running a marathon here, now, in 2024? Well, it's a pretty simple answer, really. Josh came out of a conference and said, I think I want to run a marathon. And who might have let him do it alone? So this will be my 6th marathon. And after my 5th, I said I'd never do it again. But here I am. Another reason I'm doing this marathon this year, because I love my husband. And I've trained for 5 marathons by myself. I mean, I did have some friends that would accompany me on long runs, but ultimately it was by myself. And it's hard. So very hard. I would definitely not want to do it again. It's been hard and difficult and challenging, but the idea of being able to accomplish this goal with my best friend and husband has me so very excited.
All right, we are 6 weeks into training.
6 weeks already.
Yeah, we just finished our 10-miler, which was, it was a rough run. It is about 88 degrees outside right now. Obviously, we didn't just finish. We had to drink some water before.
Yeah. And you can tell I have an upper respiratory thing I've been fighting all week. So.
Right. And so I was thinking about this, and like the good thing about the 20-week training plan is you can make it through getting sick. I got sick the week before. You got sick this past week.
Yeah.
It definitely slows you down. We have missed one long run.
Yep.
And that is because we added a new member to our family.
We did. This is Frank.
Yeah, Frank is a charcoal lab, and he's a little bit of a monster sometimes.
He's either Frankenstein when he's being a monster, or Franklin if he's being nice.
Yeah. But yeah, he has been with us now for 3 weeks. So it has changed up our routine a little bit. We've been running about 3 times a week.
During the week.
Yeah, during the week. 3 miles each time. We alternate, whereas before we were running together, so that's kind of been a little bit tougher.
It has been a little tougher.
While we get him into a routine. So hopefully we can figure out a better routine where we can run together during those shorter runs.
Yeah.
And keep these long runs going.
So we have 2 more weeks before we start traveling again. And the nice part is this training plan kind of does a flip-flop between long runs and then short runs on weekends. And so that'll be very helpful, and we'll get back into that routine. But it's going to be here before we know it. I can't believe we're 6 weeks in already.
Yeah, and hopefully, it's not this hot the rest of the summer. But, we were just saying, I don't know if we end up doing much more than half a marathon on our long run weekends. And then just September, we're going to have to beef it up.
Yeah.
But we have time.
Yeah, we do.
But it's going okay so far.
Yeah.
A little bit nervous. But I know that the race that we picked is not meant to be this hot, and it should be good. All right, quick little check-in. It's the next week. This is week 7. We're supposed to run 11 miles today. It's middle of July. Getting warm. We have a thing going on in town which keeps us up until midnight every night. I don't know how this is gonna go, but we're gonna do our best to continue. We were talking this morning. We feel like we need to do a minimum of at least an hour's worth of running.
Yeah.
Even if we don't make our full long runs during this time. But one thing I did mean to talk about last week was just that now that we're getting into double digits, we do feel like we need to start fueling before.
Speaking of, I don't have fuel for now.
Be right back. Once we got to an hour, we did feel like we needed to have some fuel during. So we've been using these blocks, which are kind of like a thick gel. But it's not like squeeze. You do have to chew a little bit.
Yep.
So we've been using those about every 30 minutes. But once we got to 10 miles, we felt like we needed to eat before. So we've been eating the pre-made peanut butter and jelly from Smucker's.
Yeah, they're
which
wonderful.
You get in your freezer aisle. And so we try to eat that with our coffee before we start running. And so that's where we're at. We're gonna see what we do. But our goal, really, because like next weekend's gonna be the same thing. This is a 10-day festival that happens in our town. And then after that, we're going on a cruise. So we really should do our best to get this one, but I'm worried because it's already 9 o'clock. The sun you can see is out.
The good news is the high today is only supposed to be like 75.
Yeah. So we're gonna do our best. We're gonna try to get to 11 because I don't know if we'll get to 12 or 13 next week, which that's also scary because the cool thing was a half marathon is the longest I've ever run.
Yeah.
And we're almost there.
Yeah.
And for marathon training, we're not even halfway.
Not quite.
I'm starting to get nervous. We did it, 11:17 pace.
Hell yeah. Nice job, baby.
We got it. Done. Good morning.
Good morning. We slept in.
We slept in and we're going to the gym.
Yeah.
It's hard to do, but we're checking it off. This is day 2 on Utopia of the Seas. All right, the exercise is complete.
Done. We did.
Yeah. We are headed up to Estes Park today. We're gonna do a little bit of a run around the lake.
Yep.
We're gonna go ahead and run around Lake Estes, which you can see has a beautiful view. All right, the run was awful. The air was thin. The scenery is amazing.
Yeah, it's beautiful over here.
Quick update. It is August 25th. We are 8 weeks out. Our puppy is still rambunctious. And we just ran 16 miles, which is now my longest run ever.
Nice
and
job, babe.
2 weeks ago, the 14-mile run was my longest run ever. I don't know. I'm seriously scared at this point now.
It's intimidating.
Yeah. We had to adjust a little bit. We added a banana to our peanut butter and jelly sandwich in the morning. This guy is spilling water. Look at that. Yes.
I'm gonna have to take my socks off.
Yeah. But yeah, so we had a banana and a peanut butter and jelly sandwich before the run. We did 3-2, so 3-minute run, 2-minute walk. This dog's crazy.
I think that did help pace us for the first 10.
We did it for the first 2 hours.
Yeah.
I got a little tired. Probably the last 4 miles, I would say.
Our water stop got derailed on our last one. So that
Yeah,
didn't
there
help.
was somebody with a dog off a leash, so we did, and Gemma went with us, so we weren't able to get our water, and I ran out.
I did too, but that's okay. We have 2 more super long runs.
Yeah.
An 18er and a 20.
Yep.
So.
Oh, we're still going.
We're going.
There's our water dish. We just did our longest run. It's been about 4 or 5 weeks, I think, since we updated you. We are week 17.
17 of 20. That means we have 3 weeks to go.
Yeah, for the most part, we've been doing 2 runs during the week solo for about 3 to 4 miles, and we just finished 20 miles.
Yeah, he said 20.
I'm tired. I'm so glad that we're coming towards an end of this. I don't think I would
hard,
ever
isn't
do
it?
this again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so much
so
harder.
hard.
And I think what's really hard is that it's just like week in, week out, you're pushing yourself to your limits, and the 2 weeks later or 1 week later, you're going
Doing
for
it
even
again.
more.
Yeah.
And you're doing it to come home and drink some water.
There's nobody handing you a medal.
Yeah.
There's nobody cheering you on at the
Yeah.
end. It's you against you, and it's hard. It's freaking hard. The thing we have done though, which has been very fun, I think, new tradition. We get Jimmy John's every time we finish a long run.
We do.
So
Yeah.
Jimmy John's is on its way.
So this is probably like week 8 straight, and I love it. It just hits the spot.
It hits the spot.
But next time we'll update you is probably when we hit in Connecticut.
I would say when we land in Connecticut. Yeah,
Yeah.
because we're going to, well, hopefully, we might have to catch up before, because we should be getting our packets in the mail this week.
Okay,
So.
yep. But our next 2 runs after this, we're supposed to do a longer run, but we're going to Albuquerque for the balloon festival, and we're going to do a 10K, which is
Right now, it
thankfully
seems so easy.
Yeah, it should be amazing. I hope for a personal best for sure.
Yeah.
And then we'll do a 10-miler the weekend before the marathon,
Then we'll
and
head
hope
out.
that we're ready.
We'll be ready.
I think we will be.
We'll be ready.
We'll see you there. Oh, and since you won't get to see him, because he's not coming with us to Connecticut, this is Frank now. Look at how much bigger he is.
He's so much bigger.
Yeah. This guy, he has definitely changed our routine and our planning, but he's being pretty good. And I'm hoping that I was recording him there. Good morning and welcome to Connecticut.
Yes.
Where the day before the race, we were stopping at Goodwill because it is colder than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
So we might need some throwaway clothes.
Yeah, maybe some gloves.
And then Walmart is right next door.
Yeah. Picking up our peanut butter and jelly, bananas, and some extra water.
We are hoping to not walk a lot, but we'll get ready, and it's almost Halloween.
So throwaway clothes, not technically throwaway. Most marathons, especially because they start early in the mornings, and fall marathons especially, start cooler. So you can take clothes that you don't want anymore, you toss them, or you wear them when you get started, and then you toss them along the route. And they'll come around and pick those up and donate them to charity. So you're not technically throwing them away, but it does help you get rid of some stuff.
Yeah,
I had to teach Josh about this week.
Yeah, we were saying, so this, it's like a...
Hoodie?
Yeah, zip-up hoodie. It's going to return here tomorrow, probably.
Yeah, it'll be returned.
Yes.
Easy.
Turn right, then take the first right.
Let the fueling begin.
Yeah.
We're here at Bill's Seafood in Westbrook, Connecticut. Gonna get some sandwiches. All right, starting off with some stuffed clams and crab cake and some carb beverage. All right, and the entrees, we got a Connecticut style lobster roll, which is hot.
Yeah.
And then the platter, which has a bit of everything fried.
Yes.
You can see some fish, some shrimp, some calamari in there, and some french fries. Getting our carbs on. All right, so we're making the slow way back to Hartford and basically turned into our grandparents, where we are just staring at the colors of leaves, and it's beautiful.
It is gorgeous.
Yeah, get up here in the fall.
At the stop sign, turn right onto Exeter Road.
All right, now that we are checked into our hotel, this is our second hotel. The first hotel was not something to show, and it was just a cheap place that we slept for 8 hours, and then we went out. But we have unpacked, and we have all of our gear.
That's right.
So we're gonna talk about our gear.
Most important.
Most important, we use Brooks Glycerin 20,
Yes.
whatever the second newest style is, because we buy it on the cheap. So there you go. Socks, features. Check them out. They're super expensive. They're like 15 bucks a pair, but they're definitely the best.
Yeah, I have never had blisters using features, so love them.
Next up, I wear, these are like patella braces. You can see I put one on each side. They're basically look like a band that go just beneath my kneecap. A physical therapy friend of mine actually told me about this when I was having a lot of shin splints and kneecap pain. So I've been using these for a couple of years, enjoy them. And they're like 10 bucks on Amazon.
I just do, these are 90 degrees pants. The thing I like about them, they're compression pants and they have pockets on the side. I get them from Target.
And I'm wearing some Brooks shorts. They've got pockets on the sides. They got a zip pocket in the back, and it just says Brooks. There you go. Nice and easy.
You don't have this problem, so I'll wear next. Brooks sports bra. I'm a fan of Brooks, if you can't tell. We like Brooks wear for running. Very supportive. Great.
Next up is a shirt that we got a year ago.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be Team Willamette Valley Marathon, half marathon. We only ran the half marathon last year.
Yeah.
But it's a good shirt. It's a t-shirt length, so it will do kind of in that cross between too hot, too cold.
Yeah, and in addition, it's like, it's not cotton. It's
whatever
like
that sport
fabric.
material is.
Yep. You always need
anti-chafing.
Anti-chafing.
Yeah.
So
you're likely to chafe, and chafing is tough. So like I put this under my knee braces, and like when I run without sleeves, I'll put it in my arms.
Yeah, I inner arms, at my bra line, even on my pants line, because after 26 miles you'll be chafing. So anywhere you need it,
and it's
anti-chafing.
called Body Glide.
Yep.
What is the other one?
Mine DZ Nuts Bliss. It's a
D's Nuts.
female one, high performance chafing cream and for training and racing. I love it.
Some Gold Bond powder. Put it on your man bits.
Yep. This is the one you put on your lady bits so you don't chafe.
There you go.
Yeah, that's the difference.
We both wear watches.
Yeah.
I have the Garmin 645 Music.
And I have the Forerunner Garmin 255S.
Hers is an upgraded model, so if you're looking for a newer one, go that one. All right, sunglasses. I have some Ray-Ban Chromance, which kind of work good in the dark or light.
Yeah, I have these Gooders the same way. They really work nice in either a little bit like softer sun and bright sun. I really like those.
Yep.
And they don't slide off my nose. I don't think yours do either when
No.
we're running. When you get sweaty, they don't slide off your nose. It's fantastic.
For our headphones, we both
Must.
have Bose. I don't think they make these anymore, otherwise I would have bought some more.
I agree. I would have upgraded mine because I'm a little concerned that it's not going to last for the run tomorrow, but I'm going to bring another pair just in case.
But also, I don't use AirPods because I
Yeah.
like having the cord.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to find a new one if I have to. Visor. We find that the visor definitely lets out a lot more air from the top.
It keeps
And
the sweat out of your eyes.
yeah, it's more for the sweat than the sun.
Agreed.
Yeah, because you're just pouring sweat.
Fueling, very important during the race. We use these Cliff energy blocks. They also provide some energy chews or gels on the race course. We did do a couple of our long runs with them, so we know our stomachs are okay with them. Whatever you're doing for fueling, you should train with at home. Don't try anything new on race day. You don't want an upset stomach.
Yeah, so this one has caffeine in it, this one has sodium in it, hoping to replenish and give us energy.
That's right. Final thing everybody needs is their bib. So we both have our bibs already picked up. We are going to walk over to the expo though and check that out, just see if there's
Yeah,
anything we missed.
we want to make sure that we have everything here before we go there, so if we have to buy anything.
That's right.
All right, why do I run? Short answer is very simple. Rachael. Rachael runs. And that's why I have this behind me. This is like a tiny fraction of the medals and bibs that she's completed and ran across the country, every distance and then some. I guess for me, what's crazy is I had not ran a mile probably since the age of 15. And then finally ran my first mile after Rachael and I had been together for almost a year, and I was 38 years old. So I went 23 years never running a single mile, but it was one of those where I think that it was important to us because both in a second relationship, second marriage, and we had seen that when you're not sharing hobbies, sharing moments together, I think it's very easy to lose that. And so that was one of the things, not to mention the fact that I'm 42 years old, I'm probably 40 pounds overweight, and I'm about the same age as my dad when he had gastric bypass. You know, I joke that gastric bypass runs in my family, but he ain't the only one. I know there was diabetes, heart failure, and so I knew that I needed to do something. But when Rachael and I first got together and I'd see her go for 3-mile runs, and I just sat. And so I always knew that I probably needed to do a little bit more. And so as you get older, you see that not just diet is enough and you need to do some exercise. And I want to continue to travel. I want to still be able to eat my way through countries, and that's one of the biggest things that I do to enjoy the culture when we do travel. So there you go, that's my run story. Good morning.
Good morning.
I got up at 5:30, ate our peanut butter and jelly sandwich,
Drink a cup of coffee.
had a banana,
Yep.
and now we're walking.
We're there.
Nerves are high. Didn't sleep the greatest.
Never do before race day, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But it's nice and chilly out this morning.
Yeah, it's like 39 degrees.
Good start for the morning.
Glad that we did grab some clothes,
Yeah, I am too.
because without this sweatshirt it would be really cold.
Yeah, I don't think we'll need it the whole race.
I
And
agree.
it looks like it's clear. It's going to be sunny. It's going to be a good day for a run.
Yeah. Basically the key is you gotta finish by 6 hours. Otherwise all this stuff starts shutting down and roads start opening up, so you don't want to get hit by a car.
Yeah.
So under 6 hours, let's go. So they have the 5K run in the opposite direction. Here's the marathon at the back of the pack. And it starts right in front of the Capitol building, which is behind that tree.
Let's take it to another level with this perfect weather today. An incredible treat and reward for all of your hard work and dedication. You put in the steps, you put in the time. Today you'll put in the sweat.
1 mile down. All right, 3 miles in.
All right, the sun is in the way, but we're about 3 miles.
3 miles.
Pacing around 11, just a little over 11, which is what we'd like to pace for the entire route.
Okay, which is exactly where we want to be.
Yeah, breathing feels good, body feels good. We have passed the second largest hill already, and we got one coming up at 5.
Yeah, let's do this, baby.
All right, just past an hour, almost.
Yeah,
Just under an hour.
just under an hour.
5 miles in, just doing our second chew of the race.
And our second hill.
Yeah, this is supposed to be the biggest hill, so if this is the biggest,
We got this.
I'm feeling good about it. Not a lot of pain, my breathing's good.
Yeah, perfect weather.
Yep.
Power up, power up.
Thank you. Just over 6 miles, and that was our best mile, 10:30. So we're getting faster, which is exactly what we want. Our walk break time perfect for water.
6. We're close to 6.
Just under 1:30, we're at 8 miles. It feels good, right?
Feels good.
And we're in the downtown area. We're about to go way out of downtown.
We're about to go up by ourselves.
Yep, we're about to split out from the half, we think, very soon. And just like that, we thinned out. There was a lot of half marathoners, apparently.
There was.
So, we're all on our own.
All right, so we're coming up on the 10-mile mark. That's a good spot to be. 150-ish.
Which is really right about where we want it.
Right where we want. We're on a running path now, which is nice. There is a lot more people than I expected, but it's definitely thinned out since the half. Running along the river.
All right, we just passed 11 and a half miles or so, 2 hours 8 in, and we are starting to have the fast marathoners past us. Yeah, this is gonna be the 5th guy coming up that we've seen. So it's an out and back, and
Good for them.
I got to imagine it's a ways away before we get to turn around.
Mile 12. 12 down. 12 down.
Halfway.
Yes.
2:26:50. Under pace. We are over halfway. Probably about 13 and a half miles.
We're almost 14.
Almost 14. Pacing is still good. I'm getting tired. My feet are hurting. We did take a little bit more ibuprofen.
Yeah.
Performance enhancing drugs, you know. But hopefully we can keep this going as long as possible. We're still doing 3-minute run, 2-minute walk. And we're gonna try to do it as long as we can.
That's right.
This is further than I was able to stay at 3:2 during any of training.
Yeah. Temperature still feels great.
Yeah, feels good. Just about to hit 15 miles. I hit a little hurdle in the wall, whatever. Had to walk a few minutes.
We got
but
this though.
We're doing okay. Time-wise, we're still right around the 5-hour pacer.
Yep.
Somewhere behind there. Hitting 16 miles, right around 3-hour mark. Goal is to get under 5 hours, so
We're close.
yeah, 5 miles an hour, we can do this. Just like normal, I'm crashing. Rachel's pulling me along.
No, it's not normal. It's just a team effort here.
All right, grabbing some water. We're getting close to 18 miles. We should be turning around soon.
Brown-eyed women in red
almost to 17. Single digits.
Hey,
This is hard.
it's really hard.
It's hard.
I don't know.
A good job. We're gonna get there. It's just hard. 26 miles is a long way. Well, we've decided to walk from 17 to 18 because we're tired. This is hard.
My feet hurt.
It's so
Really
hard. But we're gonna pick up again, back to running. But yeah, hard. Why did I start running? Well, I started running because I needed a way to deal with stress, and my cousin, who had already ran a marathon or two, told me about it, and I was like, I don't run. This body ain't meant to run. And then she talked to me about Jeff Galloway's run walk program, and I listened to it, and I went out and bought a very cheap pair of shoes, and then I was like, holy cow, I can run. So I learned very quickly how nice it was to be able to run, burn off some stress, help deal with anxiety. It was like a natural medication for me. So I absolutely enjoy it. Why do I still run? Well, because it keeps me in shape. And for the most part right now, it is because I'm really enjoying seeing all of the United States. So one of my goals is to run in all 50 states. And we're going to be hitting number 41 and 42. So it is beautiful. It grounds me, brings me back to who I am, helps relieve stress, and of course helps keep me in shape so we can keep eating. Just hitting 19, much better mile. Got us some applesauce and a fruit bar from Spectator. It was delicious.
Yeah, it felt good having some actual food.
Yeah, real food. So 19 miles in, 7 to go. Okay, we're at 20 miles. We beat our training time. Yes, we got 6 miles to go. We got this. Let's go, let's go.
All right, mile 20. We are hitting at 3:55. A person up ahead by the line just puked and just kept running. So even far back at this, it's pushing bodies to the limit.
Yep.
My feet hurt, my knee hurt.
I'm tired.
I'm tired, but 6 miles to go. Just over 21 miles. I don't know if this makes sense, but my toes are like going numb. I don't know. It's like painful toe syndrome. How about you?
My hips feel like they can't move anymore,
Yeah.
but we gotta finish.
5 miles to go. Yeah, there's no way to get back.
Yeah. All right, my watch is about a quarter faster than the route, but I'm okay with that. Just hitting 22, a little over 4 miles to go.
All right, apparently flat soda is a thing. Rachel's gonna do it, so I guess I should, and I'll definitely get some candy, but we are almost at 23 miles. Oh God, I'm ready to be done.
My watch just told me 23 miles. We have a 5K to go. We're gonna do it.
We're just short of 24 miles and we finally see downtown again. We haven't seen downtown since 8 miles. So 16 miles ago. Oh God, we're getting close. I'm just thankful you're here to push me. I would never do this by myself.
I wouldn't have done it again without you.
It's horrible. Oh God. 1 mile. 1 frickin' mile left. I'm so tired. I swear my feet are gonna fall off. So close. So frickin' close. Let's head to Boston. Big props to anyone that stays on the course and cheers on people over 5 hours. You know, there's something to be said about finishing when nobody's cheering.
Yeah,
It matters.
it does matter. It's huge.
But we're about to fucking finish.
At this point, I thought it would be really cool to record the final turn and us crossing the finish line, but apparently my brain wasn't working because instead you end up with this next scene.
We did it.
We did it. Good job, baby.
That hurt. I can't believe that.
I can't believe it. You did it.
glad I did it.
You should be very proud of yourself.
Yeah, now I'm freaking hungry. And the most well-earned beer ever. Cheers. So good.
Oh, that tastes good.
All right, we are back home.
Yes, we are.
It has been about a week. Our bones are starting to feel a little bit better. Our muscles are starting to feel a little better. I think afterwards we both thought we had some actual injuries, but right now I don't think we do.
I agree. I actually did think I had an injury. I was pretty nervous coming home, but it's healed up nicely.
I gotta say, the process, I think, is what really was the biggest test and the biggest thing that I'm proud of.
Yeah.
Because 20 weeks is a long freaking time.
It is a long time.
And the good thing about it is it allowed us time where, you know, we had travel in there. Rachel got sick for a week or two.
Yeah.
I twisted my ankle about 2 weeks out, but we were able to recover. So we had enough time to still get our full training plan done and recover.
Raise a puppy.
Raising a puppy was tough.
What were we thinking?
I think I said probably one of the dumbest things yesterday when I was like, you know, now that if Frank is going to be grown next year and we can run like normal, maybe we'll want to do another marathon next year.
That might be the dumbest thing he's ever said.
That's probably not true. But
you never know.
I would never say never at this point, which I did say never during the race many times over. Mm-hmm. And it was really the training plan that was the hardest. I'm so glad I did it though.
It's because it ends up being time consuming, life consuming.
Yeah.
The Saturdays that you would normally get to sleep in and have an extra cup of coffee, you don't. You're setting an alarm, especially when you're training in the summer before the heat gets out there.
Yeah.
It consumes your day or your weekend when you're doing that stuff. And it pays off great. It was super fun. I had a blast. I had a few spots that I was a bit done with, but I don't think I would have quit ever on it. It was ready to go. It was amazing. My favorite part of the entire race, I hope we caught it on video. If not, we're saying it now. The freaking applesauce.
I didn't catch it on video, I don't think. But I don't remember. That was like 18 miles in and I was tired.
If I might have it on my video.
It was at the 18-mile turn and be able to have applesauce and a granola bar.
Yes.
And like it was eating real food. That mattered so much to me.
Yeah. And at what, mile 20 there was candy?
Yeah.
Like Snickers and M&Ms.
Yeah.
It was wonderful.
Because I was so freaking done of those gels. Eating 20 weeks of eating gels for your energy. I'm so tired of it. But
no.
Hopefully I'll never do it again.
But never? It's never a never?
Hopefully I won't do it again.
Never say never.
Yeah, and if I do, hopefully I'll enjoy it more.
That's right. So for me personally, this was my 6th marathon, and I will tell you, I've done the big ones. I've done New York City, Chicago, Marine Corps Marathon. I've done huge marathons, and besides the fact I got to train with my best friend, I would do this one again. Hartford was the perfect size. It was enough of a challenge because they set a time limit on there that is a little bit intimidating for your first marathon of 6 hours, but at least you have something to push yourself for. But there was plenty of course support. I loved the after party at the park that we were at.
Yeah.
The beers were good. They were local craft beers, so that was super fun. I really enjoyed this.
And there was
race.
water and electrolytes every 1 to 2 miles, so there's plenty of stops. Like you don't have to carry your own bottle, which was one thing we definitely didn't want to do. Yeah, I think if you're looking for a first marathon, I thought it was great. And I love that it's not too big.
Yeah.
We were able to leave our hotel room 45 minutes before the start.
Yeah.
Get to the park, get to the bathroom, and still make it to the start on time.
Yeah,
So.
agreed. It was perfect for that piece, unlike some of the big Masters marathons. And you could decide on when you're going to do it. Like for us, we knew about 6 months in advance, but it didn't sell out until about a month in advance. So you had plenty of time to work towards that registration. It was awesome.
If you're enjoying our videos, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe.
You can also follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and X. All our links are down below.